Hello and welcome. Test 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Hello and welcome. Yeah, I hadn't planned a stream today, but we are quote unquote blessed with the release of Gemini 3. So I thought, wait, why don't we just start and test it live on stream like we did with GPT-5? So yeah, that's the plan, basically. I'm actually quite tired, so I hope I could keep the concentration up. But I really wanted to test this, and I thought, why not put up the stream while at it? And yeah, Gemini 3, it was long awaited. It was basically, for now, I think at least a month, if not even more, that we had quote unquote leaks and God knows what. And I was kind of awaiting it not only for the Pro model, which was released today in a preview, but also for the Flash model, which is not yet released. In terms of real-time voice, Google already had a pretty good approach with the 2.5 Flash voice mode, which just lacked in tool calling. It's basically it. Yeah, I really hope that I think in December we will get the rest of the model family. But yeah, today it's about GPT-3 Pro, which was released, and I'm actually looking forward to test this now. Okay, interesting. I think we're still online, right? My Restream Studio is not showing the chats. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Good. Sorry. Spontaneous stream and everything. How can I get this working? I think I can't. Okay. Let's just jump in. I can't read chats. I think I have to maybe I open up channels. I hope that's not degrading performance too much. So yeah, my MacBook has to show how resilient it is. Gemini 3. This is the official CEO note about all of this. A new era of intelligence with Gemini, and bring any idea to life. That's basically the slogan for this one. What's interesting? So they have spent quite some time and also infrastructure development and stuff to make this happen. This thing is, I think, trained on TPUs and not GPUs, which is quite interesting because Google has, for quite some time now, already a quite large amount of in-house silicon, their TPUs for AI. And that's honestly a big advantage. Like Google can already deliver on a scale that's much greater than most other labs. I think we will see this today because, as far as I understood, Gemini 3 Pro is quite fast, especially considering how intelligent it is. But we'll see that in a second. Do they have the benchmarks here? Yeah. So they are state of the art and everything, but SWE-bench verified, which is kind of quite interesting because that's kind of the agentic benchmark that oftentimes gets quoted. But everything else is good. There's this vending machine bench, which is quite interesting. This is an agentic task where the AI has to be autonomous in handling a vending machine, and doing the financials and stuff and just making money. And seemingly Google's new model is quite good at this compared to the previous model. It's 10 times as good in making money with vending machines. I have not tested this, just seen it in a video at one point. I find it quite funny that there is an actual benchmark for that. There is some notable things like Screen Spot Pro. I've never seen this, but it's about screen understanding, which is important for things like computer use. And this is quite substantial. So they have like 72.7%, while the others are like Claude Sonnet has at least like 36%. GPT 5.1 is at 3.5%, which I found like quite puzzling, to be honest. That's quite bad. But the jump from 2.5 to 3 is huge. There's some other benchmarks that are also quite remarkable. This math arena thing, challenging math contest problems, it's like 23% against 1.6 and 0.5. So yeah, there's some substantial leads. Same goes for RKGI2, by the way, which is at 31.1%. And there is the Pro GPT-3 Deep Think model, which is like just uses more token to think. And that one is, I think, at 40 something percent, which again, compared to the others, is just like demolishing them basically. So I think that's quite interesting. That being said, benchmarks are not the most secure way to actually figure out if a model is good or not. I think you have to test it on your own use case. From what I feel lately, like I use every model basically. Like I have a daily driver which was and is GPT-5. Maybe this will change from today, but until now it was. For coding, I use a lot of Claude still, or especially since 4.5 came out. And also used some Haiku for small stuff, especially like terminal commands and things. So yeah, I'm really bullish on small and fast models anyway. There was Composer 1 by the Cursor guys that was like really fast. There was another one. How was it called? Was it SW 1.5 or something? Which is from Cognition, which bought Windsurf. So yeah, there is quite a spectrum. Meanwhile, where you can choose different models like based on your needs. But yeah, that's for the benchmarks. So one thing that's, at least from all the materials that I found, here's even the Deep Think model. It does RKGI, 45.1, which is crazy. But with tools, not without tools. But I think that makes sense on the Deep Think model. Back to what I want to say. So I've scrolled through a lot of Twitter and YouTube, or X and YouTube, and so the first thoughts I had is kind of like there was a lot of hype, and is still. Some people say it's awesome in writing, others say it's not. I think also like depends on your usage, I guess. One thing that bothers me a bit is there is no mention of hallucination. There is no mention of like context performance, like how good and how useful is this 1 million context window that Google has. No mention about that. At least they could have done some needle in the haystack test or something, which it's not the best, but it's at least some indicator. Because that's something that I felt was a real paradigm shift with GPT-5, is the capability of the model to stay true to the context and also work well and not getting too dumb across a wide context usage. So Gemini hasn't had a bad context performance anyway, but hallucinations were something that like no other flagship model had this amount of hallucination issues from my previous testing with 2.5 and 2 before that. And it never got, yeah, and I never felt as bothered by hallucinations as I did with the Gemini models. So not hearing anything about that kind of bothers me. That being said, from what I hear, the outputs are pretty concise and precise for that matter. So yeah, it's not me saying it will hallucinate as the previous models, but it might not be the stronghold that I would have hoped for, to be honest. What is exceptional from everything I've seen is multimodal reasoning, like image understanding, combination of images, reason over images, and I think therefore also video. Looks like they made a pretty substantial leap there, and they were already pretty good with that, to be honest. So looking forward to test this. This won't be part of our testing today, but something to look out for. And then intelligence per second is something that Matt Schumer came up with, and I found it quite funny. But a good metric is like I might get the same intelligence from a GPT-5 Pro in some cases, but it takes like 10 minutes, while GPT-3 Pro, Gemini 3 Pro is, quite fast compared and has similar performance. So you get a lot of intelligence in quite a short amount of time, from what I heard. We'll see that in a second. Like I said, it's no Flash model yet. I've seen pretty awesome designs and front ends and websites. So really looking forward to build my websites, because I have to build like 2 new websites. And I actually was waiting for a good new flagship model to be actually good in front end dev and design. Google seems to have delivered on that. We'll test this. I think we'll test this in the stream as well. One thing that also I've heard quite a bit is that it overdoes things. Like you had this a lot with cloud models where you gave them a task, and still also the current cloud models, they just do too much. For example, the new cloud models are creating like a bunch of MD files and documentation for every step, basically, and bloat your whole project folder. So GPT-5, on the other hand, is really following its instructions and quite lazy and not doing enough. So it's not inferring enough from what it has been told, and just does quite like the minimum. The good thing is, if you instruct it pretty well and pretty precise, it follows instructions really well. On the other hand, working with it feels tedious at times, because you just have to have a lot of, how should I say it, a lot of rounds and back and forth with it, because humans are actually not that good at describing what they need and what they want. So yeah, it's funny how like we were using all these models, and we're like, hey, they have to only do what we tell them to do. And we get a model that does exactly that, and it's also not the best way. So, yeah, finding something in between. We'll see. But I hope that this issue is not too overboard. And maybe it's also just a tooling thing, because I've heard from people that mostly like tried out the new anti-gravity coding IDE, which is Google's own Visual Studio code fork. Yeah, we'll see. But that's like the first impressions and what I got from Twitter and YouTube. Okay, so let's get quickly back to the official docs. So yeah, you can read through this. I won't go through all of that. There are some pretty significant and cool examples, some pretty significant benchmark results here, like this visual reasoning thing. I really suggest you just look up the materials because there's some pretty cool stuff in there. For developers, you can start building with it. It's in the API. I will use today OpenCode. And you see I already have loaded the preview here, so that's not an issue. You have two pricing tiers. So what's the pricing here? Yeah, so first of all, you have 1 million token context window, and you have 64,000 token out. So that's the maximum that can be output at once with the model. The knowledge cutoff is January 2025. And the pricing is twofold. You have, like, as long as you are sub 200,000 tokens, you have $2 in for per million input token, I think. Yeah, pricing is per million tokens, and $12 per million output tokens, which is near, but like a little bit more expensive than GPT 5.1, but still I think cheaper than Claude. Let me quickly look this up. Claude 4.5 pricing. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Is there... There we go. There we go. 4.5. Yeah. Okay. We have $3 per million input, and output tokens are at $15. So I think that pricing is not sustainable anymore, because like ChatGPT is a lot, like GPT-5 is a lot cheaper already. Gemini is now cheaper and better. So I think Gemini might be pretty well positioned from a pricing perspective. If you look at GPT 5.1 pricing, API pricing, I think it hasn't changed between 5.1 and 5. So it's 1.25 dollars per million in and $10 per million out. So it's a bit cheaper. And yeah, I think the pricing is understandable from where you will position the model. It's good compared to Claude. So I think they either have to update the models or they have to do something with the pricing, because they are the only lab that did not change the pricing at all over all the time. And even if you're like the model size stays the same or around the same, they will have more and better hardware now. So yeah, they could pass some of the savings to the API users. My opinion. Stuff changes when you go beyond 200,000 tokens, where you have $4 in and $18 out. And this is quite some pricing, because for GPT-5 you have like 400,000 tokens. You have the same pricing for all of them. That being said, if you use coding agents, you hit a lot of the cached tokens. So cache tokens are quite a bit cheaper. I don't think the pricing is here, but usually it's kind of like 10 or 25% only of the actual pricing. So yeah, it's multimodal. You can input text, you can input images, you can input video, as far as I understand. Yeah, images. You can even upload directly PDFs to it. Okay, so that's cool. Optimal for document understanding quality, typical. Okay, so it does also OCR. Like that's the thing. I think ChatGPT does not do this, but Claude did this. It's not only analyzing the text, but also like the images of, like it does an optical recognition of PDFs, which is if you have graphics in there, even if you have tables in there, like combining textual analysis with optical analysis, and you oftentimes also have PDFs that are scans that are basically images. So you need OCR to get any proper information out of it. So yeah, that's quite cool. I actually don't have a feeling like how like 560 max tokens does not sound very much. It's most likely like one page. Because I did upload an image into Gemini 3 just to test it in the AI Studio, and it got to 1,000 max tokens quite fast, but that seems a bit odd. I think I have to test it out. Like video 70 per frame. This is mostly like the resolution playing a role here, and video text heavy, required only when the use case involves reading dense text or small details. Okay, interesting. So it's fairly multimodal in the input part. I think they will have models like the next Nano Banana, which will be Gemini 3 Flash, I guess, which will also output different modalities. But yeah, still have temperature. It's something we don't have anymore with GPT-5. We have function calling, streaming. We have structured outputs with tools. So, and you have even like, I didn't know that, but you have similarly an OpenAI compatibility layer if you use the OpenAI structures for that. So yeah, prompting best practices. Yeah, so the developer guides. It's not like pretty sparse. Sparse? Yeah, sparse. Okay, what will we do today? That was like basically the intro. Let me quickly have a look here. That's all good. What we want to do is I want to test code analysis. I will see how good it can understand like external concepts and apply them to the code base. And then, of course, to implement. What my plans for today is I have set up several instances of OpenCode. So you have here a Gemini version, a GPT version, and a Claude version. I think we have to Claude Sonnet 4.5. Yeah. And I think here is Gemini, and we need models. GPT 5.1. Oh, there's no 5.1 codex. Interesting. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, the model I actually wanted to use not in here. And let's just go for 5.1 codex mini is in here. Interesting. Oh, there it is. So okay. Good. This is like the setup now. So we have Gemini, we have GPT, and we have Claude. They all will get the same prompt, and then we'll see how, first of all, how fast are they, and how well is the task done. What are we going to do? So there is, from my stream on Friday, we talked about that MCP is going to die, and what we because like the labs found out that actually using code to execute tools is far more token efficient than using stuff like MCP servers and direct tool calling. So Claude built something they called skills. And there is also different concepts. I think one was by Cloudflare. But the general idea is to not execute tool calls directly, but to prepare like scripts, code to execute, and that then the model, for if it needs to call tools, it writes code to execute these scripts and dynamically loads only the scripts it needs to actually fulfill the task. And Claude did their own, like Anthropic did their own version in Claude with skills. You can use them either in the Claude chat, but you can also use them in Claude Code, which is their coding agent. And OpenCode, the terminal coding agent that we are using here, is actually an open source project, which I really like, and we can extend this. And as far as I know, it does not have the skills feature as of yet. But yeah, I wanted to take this chance to have to test how good can Gemini understand the code base, how well can it understand the Claude skills task to code thing. And I only gave it like the general idea in the prompt, and I hope for that it will use the MCP server that I have for Firecrawl to make web search, to crawl the right documents, and to understand the whole topic. After that, we will create a concept. Then we will do like the usual implementation planning that a lot of coding agents nowadays do, and then we'll let it implement the feature. And I think that having like a comparison between all of them, might be just a good idea. So that's what we are planning to do. It's not a simple task. There's a lot of understanding involved, and I'm really curious. I've not tested this before, so this might be a really disaster stream, but we'll see. Let's quickly. I prepared the first prompt. Quickly copy this over. Go ahead, paste this one. Let's just see. Whoa, that runs well. Not. Command failed. Okay, that's not good. The Gemini models. Let's do it like this. Okay, now we go. Reboot helped this one. I think also like should be okay. Well, we definitely have some rendering issues here. File not found. Okay, so it goes ahead and reads. Let's quickly jump to GPT. This looks good. And we jump to Claude. Like I can promise you that GPT-5 will be the slowest of them all. Okay, interesting. Here, interesting. So, okay, Google's already done. Well, that was fast. Check the result in a second. GPT 5.1. Has some issues here. Huh. Okay. Quickly restart here. Models. Sessions. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that was the one. Okay. Let me quickly just undo. Try again. Okay, Claude's also finished. Okay, Not sure if GPT-5 is not okay. We have some issue here. Don't know what it is, but that disqualifies GPT-5 already. But that's something with OpenCode and GPT-5 that's not working well. I mean, I can potentially switch to GPT-5 codecs. And this one should work. No. Okay. I think OpenCode and GPT-5 are not. Don't want to play with us. Then we do something different. We go ahead and just use GPT 5.1 in here. This is Warp. Warp is an AI terminal server. And maybe, well, we'll do it. We'll see. Okay. But then it's Claude against Gemini. So what is the result here? So first of all, what did it do? It directly went for search to understand the Claude skills part. Then it read the README. Then it went ahead and scraped stuff about the Claude skills. That's fine. Read packages. Then it read the command line CLI. Okay. Good. So based on my research, Claude skills, prompt-based meta tool architecture skills are not executable code, but rather specialized instruction templates to modify Claude's behavior through a progressive disclosure. Folder-based skill MD. Key mechanics works via skill meta tool that manages individual skills, uses progressive disclosure. Metadata loads first 100 tokens. Okay, yeah, you understood that. OpenCode has a different but somewhat analogous system. Commands, similar. Defines a markdown file. Okay, JSON have further. Okay. Not sure this is properly analyzed, to be honest. Example command structure. Okay, that's not what I wanted, to be honest. So OpenCode has different ways of doing skills and of doing like plugins and tools and stuff, which actually is kind of executing code because it's TypeScript code. That being said, it's basically all loaded within the system prompt of the agent, while the skills stuff is loaded like dynamically when we need it. So if you load up your agent, it knows that there are skills in there, but it's just like a minimum awareness basically. While when using MCP, you load like the whole model, the whole tool calling chain with all the descriptions for every parameter and everything, and you just bloat your context. And what we want to do, and that's correctly analyzed here, is progressive disclosure, is where we kind of like we have a task that we have to fulfill. Then the agent goes ahead, looks up the available skills, then loads how to use the skills for that message. Then it writes code to actually execute the skills. And then it executes that and gets back the result and then works with that. And that's how coding agents basically work. But the idea is to have the tools and everything load dynamically and not be in the context all the time, but only when we need it. So what's the idea of a Claude? Now that you understand both systems, we can design an open core split skills implementation, uses progressive disclosure to manage context, supports bundled resources, enables LLM-driven skill invocation, works seamlessly with existing commands. Okay, So that's what we want to do. So I recognize this properly. Let's quickly check Google, which had a far less, like some rendering issues. I don't know why. Used half as much tokens because you have 80,000 tokens used here and 40,000 used here. Cloud skills are a file system-based mechanism to extend agents' capabilities without modifying the agent's core code. A skill is simply a directory containing skills MD file, progressive disclosure. This is the key concept. Awareness, the agent is told about available skills. Activation, if an agent decides a skill is relevant, it reads the skill MD file. Execution, the skill MD contains instructions and may reference other scripts which the agent can execute using the CLI tools. No API required. So OpenCode current states it has tools, a tool registry, instructions. It currently supports loading global instructions from files like agents.md, but this loads the entire content, which uses context. Yeah, that's exactly what I just explained, which Claude did not explain. So that's good. Actually, good. Well, there is no mechanism for modular on-demand instructions, and I think that's the key. The key here. Proposed concept. I propose we implement a native skill system in OpenCode that mimics the progressive disclosure pattern of Claude skills. This requires no MCP and leverages your existing read and bash tools. Implementation plan. Standard directory, OpenCode skills. Yeah, exactly what I wanted. Postgres migration, skill discovery. We will create a lightweight logic that scans code skills. Usage flow. Okay. So that's exactly what I want to do. So recognize this properly, given that we had a pretty. I don't know what the rendering issue here is, but yeah. Despite all of that, it kind of works. System prompt integration. Yeah. The only thing I'm missing here is that he has not analyzed the terminal, or at least it's not mentioned here, because it says, okay, that's what we need to do on the server, and that's totally fine. And what we need to do to make this work. Dynamic skills section into the system prompt, yeah. But what I don't see is anything in the UI that makes us aware of the skills we have. Because if you, let me quickly go back to, oh yeah, never mind. If you check out OpenCode has like this, like 2 MCP servers where you see what is loaded, and you can also think status, yeah, see what formatters do you have, what MCP servers do you have, and I would like to at least have the status part where I see what skills are loaded. So let me quickly jump over to Gemini and say that looks good. Oh, sorry, I think we have the wrong mic. There we go. Okay. Why not just close the system? Microphone. Okay. Try again. Okay, that was a good first analysis. One thing I am missing is that you don't seem to have analyzed the terminal UI, because right now we would have the functionality on the server side, but I don't see that we have any UI integration. So like right now I can see in my status bar below the prompt area how many MCP servers I have loaded, and I can also do /status to see what MCP servers are loaded. So that was something that I would love to also see with the skills, because otherwise I don't see if any skills are active or loaded or whatever. Okay, and then we'll jump. Okay, so GPT 5.1 is working now in Warp. I just let it go, but I will not take this one as an actual result. So for Claude, I think so. He has the right plan. He did not concept, and to be fair, I said to not do the concept, but only to understand the other concepts and the code base. I think somewhere this first step is for you to understand what you are dealing with, come back to me with results, and we will create a concept on how to achieve our goal in the second step. So to be fair, Gemini ignored this. He suggests next steps, but that's something that Claude does all the time. But yeah, okay. I'll give you another instruction. Okay, yeah. I think you got a general idea of what we want to do. The command section of OpenCode, I don't think that you got this right, but based on what you suggested for the next steps and to implement the skills, it's fine. What I miss is the analysis of the terminal UI, which right now I can see how many MCP servers I have loaded. And also when I do /status, I can see which MCP servers I have. So it would be nice to have something similar for skills. So yeah. So I'm really sorry, just to say I cannot see any chat messages right now. Don't know exactly why. But yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. And my fans are spinning up. Not sure why. Okay. Let's see what Gemini did with our prompt. Oh, that's unfortunate. You exceeded your quota. Please check your plan and bidding details. Oh, is he retrying? Okay. So we seem to have quota limits that we reach quite fast. I'm not sure if I have billing information in my account, to be honest. Should have, because it's my normal GCP account, but I'll have to check that. But kudos to OpenCode and the OpenCode developers. That kind of worked pretty well. They just retried, and it's quite cool. Okay, so I have successfully implemented the skills feature. That's not what I asked for. Okay. So yeah, Gemini seems to be a bit like we had this here, like seems to overdo things. I really don't like this. We might get rid of this with a system prompt or something to just tell it to adhere more precisely to instructions. But the thing is, like that's not like a massive deal breaker, because like I could just do like undo and undo all the code it did. The thing is, this will transfer to different parts and different usage patterns. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's see, what did he do? I have successfully implemented the skills feature, including both the server-side logic and the requested TUI integration. So this new model scans the .opencode skills directory from skillsmd files, parse the YAML format to extract the name description, mimics the progressive disclosure pattern. The agent sees the list of skills but only reads the full content when needed. The agent's system prompt now dynamically includes a list of available skills. Instructions are injected telling the agents to use and read tools to access a skills for instruction. So all of that, I've implemented another feature some month ago. This all sounds right. That's exactly what we did back then. Server API added a get/skill endpoint to return status and lists all the dedicated skills. Regenerated the internal SDK so the TUI client can communicate with the new skill endpoint. In the status dialog, you will see a skills section. Okay. A new collectible skills section has been added to the sidebar. Okay. I see that. So this is like the sidebar, and you have like these collapsible sections where we have our MCPs, and we think we will also have skills then. Okay. That's I don't like the database migration example. What could we do instead? Can you check out the Firecrawl? Now, what can we do? I should have thought about something beforehand. First of all, I'll check what Claude did. So Claude actually did not go ahead and added a bunch of stuff, but it has proposed a lot of that's like maybe I understand concepts wrong, but a lot of models are, if you say I need for you to come up with a concept, they start generating code. I don't want codes. I want first of all get a concept and think about it. To be fair, I did an error. Like if you look in the bottom right here, I can switch between different agents. I should have gone with a plan agent, then no code would have been created and it would be instructed to plan, and we could build a concept. So that's on me, but it's the same for both of them. Yeah, but I won't change it now. But still, Claude adhered to what I said and said, okay, now we're building out a concept and not the code. So yeah, he analyzed, he said, here's the integration plan, sidebar, status dialog, similar patterns. So he kind of did this, or like has proposed the same outcome as we had on the Gemini version. So home screen integration, sidebar integration, status dialog enhancement. Yeah, okay, that's actually the same stuff. Session status, skill status. Okay, not sure that this will work properly. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and implement this. What did I do? Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, let him work. Let him cook. I actually don't have the nerves to go through the GPT-5 result. I've successfully implemented skills feature. What do I need to do to test this in this local repo? Only thing I did was to clone it. So I honestly I forgot how to properly use this. Oh, Hello World echo. I love that. Road users, Gemini packages, open skills, Hello World, skill MD. To use skill, simply run echo. Okay, that's not the test I wanted. I would love to have. I would have loved to have the actual, like an actual code file for that, but that's fine for now. We do bun install. We are in the right folder. Bun install. That was fast. Create a test skill, packages, OpenCode, skills. Check it out. Contains simple echo. Okay. Navigate to the package directory and run the dev script. This will start the OpenCode tool using the local code we just modified. Okay. CD packages. OpenCode. Run dev. Okay. I can see this. Okay, so the status does not load the skill. That's unfortunate. I'll quickly jump out. ls. Okay. Sorry, that's my. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. ls.opencode skills. Hello world. Okay, that looks fine. Why is that not working then? Okay, please print hello world. That. Yeah, never mind. Just. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, well, that was wrong. Sorry. Dev. Okay. So first of all, I cannot see the skill in the status. That should be different. Please use the. I will poke it. Skill to print hello world. Just to see if he can use the skill at least. Oh yeah, okay. He reads the skill TS. Oh, that's not. Okay. So that. Why did he modify anything? Read. So he read the skills MD. That's fine. I can see the word skill, and then he just printed the echo. Kind of worked. I think it was not the best example. I think I need to come up with a better skill. And still, I cannot see the skills in the sidebar, which is what we would have expected. And I cannot see. Oh no, I can't. No, I cannot see it. I can't see the LSP. Okay, let's push this back to Gemini. So it found the skill, but I had to poke it. Also, I do not see the skill in the status dialog nor in the sidebar. Okay, let's switch over quickly to Claude. Okay, I successfully implemented skills system. Home screen shows skills count. Sidebar collapsible skills section. Status dialogs. Okay. Create your own skill. Okay. All right. Create an example skill. Okay. Okay, let's see. Claude did a better job than Gemini. So we have, I think, one install. This takes a bit longer. Okay. CD, packages, OpenCode. Didn't he say created the file? OpenCode skill, my skill. Well, okay, at least it's not in here. Don't you think the skill needs to be inside the OpenCode folder? Also, please maybe I just try it. Undefined string replace. Okay. So we couldn't even start with Claude. I could not even start the project. Let's see. Quickly back to Google. I have addressed the issue you raised. Improved agent. So he again just went ahead and edited files. So the rendering issue is kind of odd. Not sure why this is. It's also like a later version. Let me quickly open code. I think this is, oh, it's even 0.77. Like they are updating by the minute. It's already like the 4th update today. Okay, I need to go into our session. Going into, which one is it? Is it this one? No, that's the one. Okay, yeah, that's the one. And the rendering issues are gone. That's nice. Now we can see what happened. Okay, I have addressed the issues you raised. Improved agent. You always check this. Okay. Potential bug and how I was checking. Okay, let's see. Oh, jeez. Oh, sorry. Okay, status. Oh, no. The skills are in here. Okay, cool. Then, please. What was the actual echo? Please run greetings from the skills stop. Huh. Okay, that works. With rendering issues somehow. I think he console logs stuff. Am I right? Oh, yeah. He console logs things. Okay. Please remove console logs. But besides that, skills are in here. We have the skills on the side. We have the skills in the status bar. Okay. Gemini did it quite well, actually, and did not even use a lot of tokens for that. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the token counts. I never got the token counts properly in. Oh, sorry. Wait. Sorry, I have to undo. Switch the models. Okay. Okay, cool. Claude did the fixes. Let's see. Okay, we're starting. It says 2 MCP servers. Not session status. No skills. Okay, that was to be expected, to be honest. Please create a skill to show macOS notification message. Let's see. Okay, but that one goes to Gemini, I think. Actually, pretty satisfied. Let's see. Is it still going? Oh, no. Okay. Not sure what happened. Maybe I interrupted it. Did I do the fix with Claude? I think I screwed up my... Okay, no, never mind. Works. Cool. I'm pretty certain that this will work without, like, these are the console logs. That's just rendering in the background, basically. We can, like, if we remove the console logs, then it will be fine. It's just the way that OpenCode works. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think I've seen enough, to be honest. That was quite satisfying, to be honest. Okay, let's draw a conclusion. That was our first test of Gemini 3. It is fast. I think it's not that much faster than Claude Code, than Claude Sonnet, sorry. But it's really good. The reasoning capabilities, I think it's really good. It analyzed the code properly. It analyzed the requirement. It implemented it, like, not first try, but we had to rerun it once again. But at least it compiled and it ran. Claude did not run the first time. Second time it ran. We still are not. We still did not do the test with Claude, but I think it will figure it out eventually. Yeah, from that test, to be honest, I think Anthropic has a pricing problem now that Gemini is out. Anthropic does not. I don't really know how Anthropic handles, like, they have a million context window, I think, with or at least experimental. I don't know if they price it differently from 20,000 tokens onwards. But yeah, Google, for now, good job. Why is code analysis so important for me? Professionally, and yeah, just because I want to. I need to do a lot of automated code refactoring. I have quite some algorithms that I built with the previous Gemini versions, so I was eager to see the performance of the new ones. So that will be something we will do in the upcoming weeks, where we will test how good Gemini is in refactoring large code bases. Wow. Medium-sized code bases. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looks good. Besides some rendering issues in OpenCode, I think we have pretty good compatibility, considering it's out for some hours now. Yeah, great work on the OpenCode team. I will test it with different coding agents. There's also, I think, Guzo Coda or something. Don't know what his channel is. Maybe I find it. YouTube. Guzo Coda. Yeah, that one. It's Gozu Coda. He does tests of models across all the AI tools for coding, basically, which is always it's always quite satisfying. Right now, I think he's doing a break of some sorts, but really can quickly show it to you. This is his channel. Can only suggest that you follow him. And he does all the like every month, I think, even like he does a ranking, like which is the best coding agent, and just quite a large test suite, to be honest. So I'm pretty sure he will test Gemini with all the different coding tools. I can imagine the Gemini will work best with Gemini CLI. We'll see. So this is my first impression. Code analysis, really well done. Implementation, really good. Honestly, like I need to of course check the code in detail, but from what I've seen and from how I know the OpenCode codebase, it seems to be not a bad implementation, and ticks the right boxes. Really looking forward to playing more with it. That's for now the stream. Hope you liked it. Everyone who's seeing like the real life, basically. Thanks also for watching as well. And that being said, I will be back, I think, this week, maybe on Sunday, maybe on Thursday, we'll see, with some more topics around Gemini 3. And yeah, also looking forward to Gemini 3 Flash and the voice models. Will be interesting times ahead. Thanks for listening. See you on the next one. Bye.